The finale of From Season 4 is just under a week away now, and after an episode that concluded with Jade and Tabitha in the caves and them putting the town in a position where they were either going to find a way out of there with the bones, or the suffering that couldn't be imagined could be on the horizon. With the release of the trailer for the final episode, it looks like the show is going to be going in a completely different direction, and we're going to see a side to the town that we've never seen before. Is the town its own living entity? Is it fighting back? And is the man in yellow actually welcoming them to do what they're doing because he knows he's gonna win? Well, let's break down the trailer, and I'll also give my theories and predictions on what I think will happen next. So let's get into it. Here is From Season 4 Episode 10 Trailer Explained. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. The trailer for the next episode was giving off major Stranger Things Season 4 finale vibes, with the way that the sky was lighting up with the red lightning that was being emitted. We had Boyd, Fatima, Ellis and Randall all walking out of the building, and what was particularly interesting was that Boyd had a bloodstain on his shirt that wasn't in a different part of the trailer. I'm presuming this could be happening after the plan inside of the caves has maybe been completed, as Randall and Boyd were inside of the town and no longer by the bottle tree. So it makes me think that the sky lighting up could quite literally be one of the final shots that we're left on, as it would leave it on a massive cliffhanger as we enter Season 5, the final season, just like Stranger Things. Along with this, we had Julie, Ethan and Donna walking out of the house and looking up at the sky, and there was also Sophia saying, "It's because we're getting close to the end. It gets very messy at the end." This was then accompanied with a shot of the bones, showing that the importance that they hold could be the very thing that triggers the response. I'm imagining that the messiness that Sophia is referring to at the end could end up being the massacre that occurs in every cycle. It's the feast that the man in yellow basically prepares for, and it sounds like it could be the unimaginable suffering that the man in yellow spoke of when he was with Tabitha at the RV. The fact that Sophia's also calling it the end also makes it seem like it's approaching the end of the cycle. The next part of the trailer then had Jade and Tabitha inside of the caves, and Jade was saying to Tabitha, "You need to finish this. You need to break the cycle. Your children deserve to go home." As this was being said, we saw some of the monsters entering the section of the cave that they were in, and they were smiling from ear to ear. At the end of the previous episode, the monsters said to Jade and Tabitha that they really shouldn't be doing that. So whilst it originally seemed like the monsters might actually try and stop them from taking the bones, with the previous episode also saying that the town is basically trying to lie to the residents so that it could cause as much pain as possible. Maybe they want the bones to be taken because they know that the suffering would then truly begin. It would tie into the wider theme of the town lying. I actually wonder if Jade is going to be the character that ends up being sacrificed or dying in the finale. It was always said that the different incarnations of Jade were killed by the people of the town. However, I wonder if connecting to the idea of the cycle breaking, could it actually be broken by him not actually being killed by the residents, but by going good and helping Tabitha get out of there with the bones, which they see as being the key to escaping. So this final episode could be curtains for Jade. It wouldn't surprise me. It does kind of feel like we're building towards a natural end for him, especially with him going into the caves when he previously didn't want to. This was then followed by Christy saying to Boyd, "What happens next?" And I'm guessing that's going to be from one of two things. It could be from when the bottle tree has been destroyed and ripped out of the ground, and maybe they've seen that it doesn't provide any kind of escape from the cave that Jade and Tabitha are in. Or the tree might be holding its own and not be moving in the way that they thought it would. The bottle tree is the very thing that the boy in white has told Victor over the years to not destroy because it seemed to hold importance. If it is actually taken out of the ground, then this is what I think could actually trigger the lightning that we saw in the town and for the darkness to take over. Boyd said to Christy, "There is no plan B." So it shows that even if there isn't an exit from the cave, or if the bottle tree simply isn't moving, he's not going to give up. If it can't be dug up, then I think we'll most likely see Boyd entering the caves and looking to save Tabitha and Jade that way, and that's where he could end up with the blood on his shirt. Boyd can't allow any more deaths on his watch. We've seen that he's basically at breaking point, and another death would sit with him even more. So I think he'd do his best to save the both of them, even if that meant going into the cave. The next part of the trailer then had the red lightning being emitted, and Ethan was crying and screaming, saying, "Everybody here is gonna die." A couple of episodes back, we saw Sophia waving at Ethan when she noticed him as Roger was being burned, and when that happened, it made me think that something dark was going to be in store for Ethan because of the importance that he holds and the similarity to Victor. I think Sophia might have spoken with Ethan and she might have shown him the massacre that could occur, and the fact that everybody that he's come to know would end up being dead inside of the town and he'd be left on his own. This is why he could be crying to Julie like that. I think he's seen what could be on the horizon, just like what Julie did when she story-walked. After this, we then saw Acosta saying to Boyd, "We can't just give up," and Boyd said to her, "Okay, well tell me how we move forward." I'm guessing this could be about the tree simply not moving, or it could be about the fact that the bones didn't actually do anything and it turned out to just be a wild goose chase for all of them. I actually quite like the fact that Acosta is the one telling Boyd to not give up. We've seen them having their differences and their feuds with one another over the course of the past 2 seasons, and it feels like her encouragement from somebody that it seems like he wouldn't have gotten it from, might just give him that push that he needs. After this, we then saw the monsters ripping down the tarpaul sheet that Jade and Tabitha held up inside of the cave and placed a talisman there to stop them from entering, and it was accompanied with one of them saying, "There's nowhere for you to hide." This shows that the talismans simply don't work inside of the caves and they're going to be able to have them trapped down there. Or maybe once the bottle tree's been removed, the thing that holds importance because maybe it actually protects the residents in some form. That might make the talismans redundant. As well as that, we also saw Smiley walking through the town during the dead of night too. There was a shot of Sophia in similar lighting, so I'm wondering if the show is going to put the 2 biggest villains on screen together so we can actually see them interacting with one another. I'd love it. Smiley and the man in yellow. Accompanying that was Sophia saying the words, "Now I light the match and I'll watch it burn." This makes me think that although I originally thought that the man in yellow could have been frightened because Jade and Tabitha were going for the bones, that might not actually be the case at all. Maybe he was bluffing and the suffering is truly about to begin. She's got many different games on the go at the moment. She's got Henry believing that he needs to kill his son, Mariel being shown visions of when she was chained up and her thinking that when you die, your soul gets trapped there, Boyd seeing Abby wherever he turns, Fatima turning into a monster, Clara being her puppet, and Sarah being manipulated by the voices. So with all of those games at the ready, I wonder if this is the match that she's talking about lighting. With Jade and Tabitha down there too, there could be danger both in the caves and outside. Along with this, there was a quick succession of shots which showed that Victor was still inside of the holding cell and he was banging on the door in a panicked state, looking like he wanted to be let out. I think that the town shaking, having that red lightning and becoming a bit unstable could be because of the bottle tree being removed or the bones coming up from the chamber. It might throw the balance of the town off and cause it to react differently. Or it could tie into a wider theory that's been going around for a while now, and that could be that the town is actually an omnipotent force that's in control. Maybe the town could be fighting back and trying to stop the townspeople. We didn't see anything of Elgin in this trailer, only Sophia in the diner, so I do wonder if she's going to kill him or if she's just going to be revealing her plan to him because it's been something that she's kept to herself up until then. As well as that, we didn't see Henry. We know that Henry is trying to talk himself out of the fact that he needs to kill Victor to escape the town and believe that the vision he's being shown isn't reality. But there is a part of me that does wonder if the blood on Boyd's shirt could be Henry's if he does try to kill Victor. He could look to stop him in the act. Then the trailer came to a close. The finale honestly looks like the episode that could put the show on the largest scale that it's been at. I can't wait to see how it's going to conclude. My main prediction is the tearing up of the bottle tree is going to cause the town to turn to turmoil, and when Tabitha manages to get the bones out of the caves, it's going to contribute to the suffering. It might not be a key whatsoever, hence why the man in yellow seems relatively relaxed for now. So, there you have it, from Season 4 Episode 10 Trailer Explained.